Hello everyone, welcome to Table Talk. Today we're going to talk about how to play Evil Upeaveal, a game we got from BGG Spring 2022. This game is 2 to 5 players, 45 to 60 minutes, ages 14 and up, and brought to you by Lucky Troll Games. First, to set up the game, put out the board, shuffle up the loot cards, and deal them to their locations at the Easy Pawn and the Loot Exchange. Mix up the parts bag, draw parts based on the discount mall and the scrap heap, shuffle and deal a scheme to each location, put Captain Mallet on the difficulty on the scheme at the scrap heap, deal out 2 villain sheets to each player for them to decide which one to play as. Once they decide on the character they're going to play as, give them each a reference card. Give each player their selected character in their color tokens, as you see here. Each player will put their large token in the middle. They will assign their small one here at the start based on the age of their villain, which will be indicated here on their villain sheet. They will also place their power token on the level 2. Each player will draw 2 loot cards, as well as drawing 2 parts from the part bag. And those will go on the inventory section of each of the player sheets. Once that has been done, we're ready to start the game. Now that we've set up the game, let's learn how to play. Now, this game will take multiple rounds, each round consisting of 3 phases. The first phase is movement. Each player, based on turn order, will then take 1 move action, mandatory, to move to a new location. The next player would go, and then the third player will go. Once everyone has taken the movement, then we'll proceed to the action phase. The action phase, players will now take 1 action at a time, going in turn order until it is time to resolve. The first thing that players can do is commit. If they commit, then they're allowed to take 1 resource based on their location. At these 2 locations, it will be a part. At these 2 locations, it will be a loot card. And if you commit in the center at the evil lair, you will gain a power and go up on the power track. Another action you may take is playing a loot card from your hands. So you may play a loot card and take its action. If the action consists of a location, you do not have to be at that location to use that loot card. Also, you have a hand limit of 3 loot cards. If you ever have more than 3, you must discard down to 3, and the cards you discard either go to the player with the fewest amount of loot cards in their hands, or if there's a tie, then the player decides who to give them to. If everybody has a full hand of loot cards, then they go to the discard pile. The next action that players can take is the trade action. Based on their location, they can discard a part from their inventory to gain a resource, in which case it will be a loot card, a part, or a power. Another action you may take is using your superpower. If you manage to get your power to level 5, then you may spend 2 power to use your superpower. This can only be done once per round, so once you use it, you will flip this token over to the used side to indicate that you've done this and performed your superpower wherever it may be, as each villain has their own power. The next thing you can do is taking the build action. This can only be done at the evil lair if you are there, and only once per round. So if you happen to take this action, you will also flip over your build token to the used side. What this action allows you to do is take all the parts, or as many parts as you want from your inventory, and move them over to your secret weapon. Once they're positioned where you would like them to be, they are locked into place. So they cannot be stolen, they cannot be moved, and they cannot be traded. The last thing you can do is fighting Captain Mallet. In order to fight Captain Mallet, you must have a complete secret weapon. So all your secret weapon has to be filled, as well as you have to be at the location with Captain Mallet. And this will be performed in 2 actions. On the first time around, you will knock him down, in which case you will gain a resource of your choice. The next time you do an action of fighting Captain Mallet, you will defeat Captain Mallet. But in order to do that, you must be the only player standing with a secret weapon completed. If another player is there, you can't do that. Now, on the off chance that you are not able to successfully do this and have to commit because you ran out of other actions to do, then if you are committed in the same location as Captain Mallet, you will lose 2 resources when resolving the round. Those resources are loot cards, power, or parts from your inventory. And players will be taking actions one at a time, going round and round till all but one player has committed. Once a player has committed, they cannot be moved, but they can still be affected by loot cards and other players. So once there's one remaining player standing, we'll move on to the resolution phase of the game. In the resolution phase, the first thing is the last person standing will gain 2 reputation points. So starting with 1, 2. Next, that person will be able to commit 2 more actions other than commit if they can. After this, we will check schemes. If no schemes are completed, then Captain Mallet will destroy the scheme he is working on, it will be replaced, and he will move in a clockwise fashion. However, if a scheme can be completed, in this case, this one can be completed. In order to complete a scheme, the players there must have a combined total power equal to or greater than the difficulty. So in this situation, the difficulty is 3, combined difficulty is 4, because everyone starts as 2, and the person who is further back in reputation will be able to choose one of the 3 rewards on the card. Once they have chosen, let's say they choose to take a loot card, then the next player, going in backwards order of the reputation track, so that would be this player, will be able to choose one of the remaining rewards. So in this case, the power or the parts. After they have chosen, if there is a third player, they will get whatever's remaining. And if there are even more players in a 4 or 5 player game, then those players will get nothing. Speaking of getting nothing, if you choose to trade or commit at any location and their items are empty, you will also get nothing. The last thing on the resolution is to refresh the board. So in this case, you refresh any part tokens or loot cards that have been taken. You replace them with new ones off the deck. Schemes will also be replaced. Captain Mallet will move in a clockwise fashion, and that will end the round, leading to the next round, in which case everyone will stand up, including Captain Mallet. If he was knocked down, he will stand up as well, and the round will begin anew. Starting with the movement phase, you have to move to a new location. Everyone takes actions until one player is left not committed, and then we'll do the resolve, and so on and so forth. So as I mentioned, you can defeat Captain Mallet. That is one way to win this game. Another way to win this game is to reach 15 on the reputation track. Also note that there are no ties in reputation, so if at any point a player is going to stop on the same space as another player, then they will get an additional movement, as 2 players cannot occupy the same space on the reputation track. The last way for the game to end is if the scheme deck runs out. If the scheme deck runs out, in that case, Captain Mallet will have won the game, and all the villains lose. And that's how you play Evil Upeaveal. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below on who your favorite character is to play. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye for now.